What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mango Grove. We have a special guest today. Boom! Yeah.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean, and you're supposed to take over after that.
No, you need to complete your own name.
Oh, yeah.
That looks weird.
Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you. Take over now.
To the Mango Grove for your daily Bitcoin USD analysis update. So here we are, guys. Bitcoin on the weekly. Now we're just gonna kind of be going with not the weekly, sorry, the daily. My bad. Blind, Krisha, blind. No, but we're just gonna be going with the flow. If you want to talk about some other coin besides Bitcoin, then just take over.
Okay.
Feel free to take over.
People will probably want to hear about Chainlink, so we'll talk about that too. Don't worry, guys. We will be covering Chainlink in this video too, like we usually do.
There we go. For all the Chainlink fans, you are going to be getting a Chainlink analysis too, hopefully. Wow, Sean, look at this chart of yours. Holy moly.
Pick the third one on the list.
Okay, this one?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You can clear everything. Just start over.
Thank you.
Actually, no. Okay, never mind. It's done. Now it's done. Let's go.
Okay, so here we are, guys. Bitcoin on the daily time frame. This is the BitMEX chart, okay, for those of you wondering. BitMEX right up here. So I'm going to give my input on what Bitcoin is doing on the daily, on the weekly, what I think. And then I'm going to let Sean share his thoughts with you guys. Okay, does that work?
Sure.
Okay, and just feel free to, interrupt me.
Tell you where you're completely wrong.
There we go. So here we are, guys, Bitcoin on the weekly, and some of you guys know, not some of you guys, everyone who has watched my previous videos know that I am pattern queen. I love my patterns, guys. I love my patterns. I can't help myself. It is a sickness, and I am giving in. Okay, so here we are, guys. This is a rising wedge on the daily time frame.
T-Bab is going to love you for loving patterns so much.
Pattern queen. But here we are, guys. We did make a break to the downside of this rising wedge, okay? And as you can see, we are holding that as resistance now. Now, we made that one push to the upside, got rejected there, okay? This is at around 10,300, and he's like already disagreeing.
No, I just that actually looks so perfect.
Right? So and no, we got up there, we closed a daily candle up there, and what do you know, guys, the next freaking following day, that was a big massive engulfing candle rejection that we have there. So let's go and take a look at the measured move, because now this is something that I found very interesting. Okay, Confluence. I like looking at measured moves, and if that measured move is in confluence with, well, a major level, it makes me very happy. I usually start layering bids in around those levels. If I get it, well and good. If not, well, tough luck. I'll see how I'll basically react to price. Basically the flow of price after that. But no, right now the measured move of this points all the way down to 8,500, give or take. Now this is what I found, okay? That is the measured move of the rising wedge, and if you go on to, well, just the daily time frame, just switch on that cloud, that points all the way down to, well, that cloud, the cloud support that we have right underneath us, correct? However, what is to note, we still have that 200 EMA as well as the Kijun, right? So this is what I don't think I brought this to your
attention. No, you didn't. I'm seeing this for the first time.
So no, there's actually a lot of confluence with the measured move, and just in terms of the overall kind of, cloud and stuff. So we have that cloud support underneath us that is in line with the measured move. Not just that, let's pan on over to our 2-day. That is also 2-day Kijun. Okay, let's pan on over to our 3-day. 3-day, what is it? 3-day, it's the bottom of the cloud.
It's a retest of the TK cross there too. So I like that the most, because the rest is pretty obvious, especially if you understand how the cloud works.
Yeah.
But I like that the retest of the TK over there, the Tenkin crossing of the Kijun.
Yeah.
Guys, that's bullish. But usually, like we've talked about in the past, retest of that cross is not unexpected. All right, and there's something else lining up with that as well. That I'll talk about in a bit. Remind me to talk about it though.
Okay, of course.
So I like that.
So isn't it like super cool? So, but however, what is to note is that there's still like a lot of kind of support still above this level, so that is something to note. But right now what I really like about this 8,500 level is the amount of, you know, it's got a lot of confluence across many time frames. So this is the 3-day chart. Now let's go on to that 4-day time frame. What do you know, guys? Once again, bottom of the cloud as well as that Tenkin, and then let's get on to that weekly.
Switch on to the 4-day again.
4-day.
And that Kijun is coming down now. It's pressing down on
Yeah,
price.
exactly.
It's like pushing price down as it goes down.
So if you notice,
so it's getting respected.
Yeah, I think that's, so let's kind of zoom into price there, right? And if you kind of just, if you notice price action up here, right, when we had that nice top over there at 10,500, we actually took that Kijun out, only to lose it on the next 4-day close.
Which is why the higher time frames always take precedent. I keep talking about this. The weekly top of the cloud was over that, and that's where we got our rejection after taking out the 4-day Kijun.
Exactly, and what do you know, on the 4-day at least, price is pressing down. I mean, sorry, the Kijun is pressing down on price. However, we are still holding that top of the cloud as support. But getting back on track in terms of the whole measured move at 8,500, let's get on to that weekly, because now this is where things get very, very interesting. Now, I don't know if you watched one of my previous sort of the Bitcoin analysis videos where I said that price has been following cloud.
Yeah.
Like to the T, like we've been following that edge right there. And what do you know, like even on this that last weekly rejection that we had on top, right, that was,
you're forgetting the last time I think you talked about BTC, we were doing it together, and we were talking about, I think Bitcoin was sitting somewhere around here, and we said how beautiful would it be if Bitcoin actually goes to the top of the cloud and actually gets rejected and makes its way down over here. Because this entire time, it's been following the cloud to the T, right? Like, look at this. Come down, pretty much test the Kijun here too, and test the cloud here too. And now again, test the cloud here, and then test it there too. So, could you Control Z that for me?
But I like how you just kind of went in one, you know, swoop right there. Because if you had just broken it up, try getting that shit out of the chart. But no, so now what is to note here is that the bottom of the cloud is actually what, guys? The Kijun, okay, is sitting at 8,600, and that Tenkin is at around 8,500, which matches up with our measured move. So there's a lot of confluence there, right? So it's basically what you just pointed out. Now there's a good chance. What do you think of the chance of Bitcoin actually coming down, you know, once again making a move to the bottom of the cloud and kind of just oscillating in this red cloud zone here? What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, that's the best case scenario for me. I hope that happens. I really hope that happens, but and the way you're framing the story, it looks even more likely now, but there's a big chance we get picked up over here as well. By the way, guys, again, keep in mind we had the TK cross over here, and notice how we tested the bottom, got the TK cross, and tested the cross, closed above. So when you see the test of the cross, it doesn't mean that we have to close underneath, right? We could close, and in this case we closed above. And going back to the 3-day, right, now this may get ugly. Be careful, because we could see the test and close underneath the cloud as well, and that I wouldn't like, but we do have cloud support right there. But yeah, just going back to what you were talking about in terms of the weekly, this does take precedence, but I do want to this is something I do want to talk about. Let's go back to the daily, and you do have the wedge over here, so I'll go and pull up a fresh chart for me. Pull up Bitfinex, for example.
All right, let's go and
like just something clean.
USD Finex. There we go.
Okay, so that's the daily, right? Let's clear everything out. Okay, so you guys probably remember how I talked to you guys about how we were playing this trend all the way from 3,800, rode all the way to the top over here, and how I got kicked out of my position somewhere around here, right? Essentially. Right here, I got kicked out of my position. And what do we do over here? Essentially, we put in a high, we put in a lower high, and then we broke the daily uptrend. We broke the daily uptrend with these two candles over here, right? That's when I got kicked out of my position, and then I was forced to re-enter. So essentially, I was wrong about being wrong. And now through this entire uptrend over here, I said, hey guys, it's a good chance that something like that happens again. And if you think about it, we're doing pretty much the same thing over here. We've put in a high, we put in a lower high, okay, so we are high, swung lower, and now we've broken the daily uptrend, correct? The structure looks very, very similar. We have what, a M-like formation right over here, okay? an M, right? And that's what we had over here too. An M broke the downtrend, the uptrend, broke the uptrend. Okay, so let me go undo that. Now, turn on the daily 21 EMA on the Mango ribbon. So turn off everything else and keep only the daily 21 EMA. Okay, turn off everything else. Now, you guys know that I'm not, I don't like looking at fractals, right? I don't like looking at fractals. I like looking at the price action and just keeping an eye on seeing the psychology of the market and seeing if things pan out according to my thesis.
Yeah.
So I've been keeping an eye on something, just wondering whether it would pan out. And this is something I'm not even talking to you about. It's one of my, I don't want to say secrets, but I've been just basically been keeping an eye on it. And you can see that this entire uptrend that we had last time around, okay, to the rally to 14,000, on this fake out over here, on this fake out where we put in an M-like formation, broke the uptrend. What happened over here? We lost the daily 21 EMA as well, right? We lost the daily 21 EMA and we consolidated for days against it. What were we doing over here? It was very confusing. But on the 4 hour, it was a lot more clearer, but there was something that we were doing on the daily as well that a lot of people did not notice. Over here too, put an M-like formation, lost the daily 21 EMA. What are we doing over here? Where are we getting picked up? Yes, this is a horizontal, but it's not clear, right? What I want you guys, what I want you to do is turn on the 34 EMA and put on a color like orange, the mango color. 34 EMA. Now, this is something I haven't really talked about in the past.
Okay, let's just...
orange. There we go.
You said 34?
Yeah, 34.
Okay.
And look at that. Okay, now go back to that zone as well. Look at that. It's almost the same thing.
Just click out. Okay.
Right over there, right? You can see this right over here. We put in an M-like formation, lost the uptrend, lost the daily 21 EMA as well. Extremely bearish. And then what happens? You get picked up and get accumulated against the 34. Against the 34. And now you might be asking, what the hell is the 34? Where's the 34 coming from? Well, I'll talk about that in a second, but look at this again over here. Same thing. M-like formation,
Okay.
daily 21 EMA, getting picked up on the 34. Over here too, guys, everybody was waiting for that move down to 6,600. Everyone, all right? Everyone. And it did not come. It did not come. Instead, we got accumulated against this 34 EMA over here. And I'm wondering whether we do that over here as well. Now, am I taking this play? No, I'm not taking this play. I'm going to do essentially what I did last time. I'm going to wait for the accumulation to complete, get the confirmation on my thesis, and then I'm okay buying higher. What I'm going to do now is turn on the 10 SMA. Okay, where do we go? Okay, and you can see the 10 SMA angling down on the 21 EMA. Do you remember this play, Krisha?
Yeah.
That we took?
Yeah.
Right? Right over here, right? We said, listen, we're going to wait for, remember, right over here, we're going to wait for the 21 and the 10 SMA to have this cross, and then we're going to rebuy after that, right? Once the price crosses 21 and 10 SMA again, we're going to rebuy, and we got a position a lot higher than we got out. Not a lot higher, especially in hindsight, but at the time you feel the pinch. You're like, oh man, I'm buying a few $100s higher. But look at what happened after. But we got confirmation, right? And this is what I've been keeping an eye on, guys. This 34 EMA, I was wondering, when we actually broke down, right? When we broke down, I was like thinking, do we get supported on the 34 EMA this time around? Got supported once, but that's not enough. Not enough for me to be convinced. Now, yesterday's move that scared a lot of people, again we got supported. Again, it seems like we are getting accumulated against this. And if you switch on to the 4 hour, these wicks do look like some accumulation is happening,
true.
Right?
Yes,
you see that?
yes.
Now we can go, I'm wondering whether we can go all the way back there, find that zone.
Yeah, right here.
Right? It's the same, very, very similar. All these wicks, it looks like accumulation, right? It's being bought back. Now again, guys, this is just a thesis. We don't know whether this is true or not, but I'm keeping an eye on it. I want you guys at the Mango community to keep an eye on it as well. This is something that we can keep between ourselves. It could be our edge. And this is beginning to look good on the 4 hour, guys. This is beginning to look good. A lot like back then.
That candle body close actually took out the that last high wick. And actually, there's another thing that would sort of there's another thing that I found that is in line with maybe your thesis on this, right?
The 34.
Yes, the 34. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, so here we are, guys, back on the weekly, right? If we just switch on that mango ribbon, there's something that I noticed here. What do you see here?
Yep, that's what I wanted to talk about, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we see that 10 SMA crossing over that 21, or we're kind of getting there. It has not crossed yet, okay? But another push to the upside, say the next week actually has that nice, beautiful green candle to the upside. I think that cross would be
happen.
confirmed,
Yeah.
right? I think that cross would definitely happen, and maybe that could very well be in line with the 34, your 34 EMA forecast.
So a lot of people might be wondering, where did he get 34 from, right? Is he just pulling it out of his ass? And no, I'm not. One of the more common EMAs that people look at is what? 21 and the 55.
That's right.
What is 55 minus 21?
34.
34, and again, that's not random either. 34 is a Fibonacci number. 21,
That's
55, those are Fibonacci numbers,
That
right?
is true.
So if you want to front run something, but you want to have a more methodical way of front running it, you're going to pick the Fibonacci number in between. So I think 34 is the 10th Fibonacci number if you count the first one as 0. So that does work, right? Now again, it's a thesis. Be very, very careful. I'm not even taking the play myself, guys. So this is just going to be like a Friday special kind of analysis where we are doing some sort of future hypothesizing where let's see how it all pans out. Let's see how it all pans out. But that's essentially what I'm keeping an eye on. And I think that even though there is a probability that we do come and look at this cross over here, right?
Yeah.
This cross lines up with the 8500 test as well. We do come and test this region over here. It's a weekly key zone. It's the 3-day TK cross. There's a lot pointing towards
Price coming down there, honestly, like it's I feel like the markets would
Look
be
at that.
extremely generous at that point.
Look at this over here too. You
Yeah.
see this M? Like this is where we had the M like formation,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And we came down. What were we doing? We lost the 10 SMA on the 3-day, grinding against it, and then had the thrust
Yeah.
up. Do we do something like that again?
We could.
Okay, and then that may actually do our inverted head and shoulders. The
Oh, yeah,
thumbnail that I
that's right.
talked about yesterday, right?
Everyone's been looking at the inverted head and shoulders, so I think that's I think the volume profile also matches, like it's semi decent for it to actually be an inverted head and shoulders. But okay, so this is what we have for BTC. But guys, we are heading into the weekend, and as you know, the weekend has a lot of really crappy, shitty price action that you can be caught, in. So be very, very careful of that. I feel like Bitcoin is sitting at a very, it's sitting at this juncture, right, where you could see a couple of good weekend swings. So
You don't have to be in a trade. People feel this need, especially when you're new, or even if you're intermediate, to be honest, you feel this need to always be in a trade or you're missing out. That's not true at all. How many times have you guys really missed out because you're too busy managing a position and you missed out on a dip on another opportunity? So not being in a trade in itself is you taking a trade. You're trading peace of mind to be able to sit back and watch the markets with a clear head, all right? So think about that. Think about that too. You do not always have to be in a trade. Okay, if you're feeling a little uncertain, or even if you're feeling a little uncertain about your own mindset and you need a break, blah, blah, blah. If you're over trading, you're exhausted, take a break. The markets always exist. Look at the amount of opportunity we're getting every freaking day. All right, so maybe this weekend, sit out, watch the markets. You don't have to. I mean, if you're seeing altcoin opportunities, I think some of the seed guys are very interested in some of the altcoin opportunities. You can look at Matic, Krisha. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm hypothesizing that Bitcoin dominance is getting rejected against that key level 21, I believe. No, 10 SMA.
This is the
That's
3-day time frame. Which time frame are you looking at? Daily.
This is what yeah, there you go. So this actually does suggest an opportunity for altcoins, right? Depending on whether Bitcoin pulls through here or not. Bitcoin pulls through and actually starts closing candles above that daily 21 EMA. I think altcoins will start taking a back seat, and because Bitcoin dominance is likely going to start putting in a high, a high low, and then start trending towards the upside. Altcoins could still do well, but it just means that Bitcoin is doing better. So unless new money is flowing in, I don't see altcoins
Look at this build-up of volume over here. I'm just not sure how
to read that.
Yeah. What about the weekly? How is the Bitcoin dominance looking on the weekly right now?
Getting supported on the 89.
You know, in one of my last videos, I kind of pointed out this this beautiful sort of rising wedge that was playing out on the Bitcoin dominance chart. So we had a falling wedge right here, turn into a rising wedge, which we recently broke out of. So yeah, and as you can see, we are finding kind of this could go either way.
I have no real. Again, you just have to wait and watch for the right signs, right? You just switch on over to the daily again. Wait to see if this is rejected, or is this a push up by Bitcoin that actually, if you take out this wick over here and you start putting in a dominance above 66, then maybe this is something. Maybe this is something, and you may have this may confluence with Bitcoin having a breakout and altcoins having a major dump. Okay, we can look at Matic now because the guys were looking at Matic, and I don't know. I still don't like it. I'm not convinced.
Look at that though. Like there was a huge chunk of support turned resistance that we kind of took out, and it appears that Matic is holding that as well. Support
now. It broke the
now.
downtrend, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So this is an opportunity if you guys want to play it. It broke the downtrend.
Look at these freaking coins. Look at how they trend. It's ridiculous. What was this?
I don't like that candle though.
233%.
Switch on over to the 4 hour. Well, it dumped a good 99% in an hour too, I believe. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah, look at this candle right here.
Yeah.
What about Link, Sean? Link, you're Link King.
It's not hard to be Link King. I mean, anybody can trade this chart. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Like when a chart looks this good, you trade it, and it's doing what Link does, man. Just holding up. There's really, like I said, there's not much analysis to be done on Link anymore. You're waiting for more signs. You can look at the lower time frames, I guess. Let's go ahead. Again, not much to be said.
We're getting that 10 SMA and 21 EMA bearish cross, eh? And as you can see, price is being held down by both those EMAs right now. It appears that last 4-hour candle did sort of closed on the 21 though. When was the last time you got that cross? Is that a good cross to kind of go off of? Well,
this is my gripe, I guess. If you're looking at only the 4 hour, which I don't think you should. Okay, the chart doesn't deserve the lower time frames. You've put in a swing high here, swing low. You've put in a higher low. You put in a low over here, and then you put in a higher low. So right, so it's not giving you a clear sign as to what it wants to do. If we take out this wick over here now, then we'll have a sign that, hey, you know what, we're likely going to come and test this area over here. So right now things are not clear at all if you're looking at the lower time frames, but at the same time, this is a symmetrical triangle, right? That's the characteristics of a symmetrical triangle. So what is a symmetrical triangle? It is a pattern that could go either way, but the trend is up, which is why you shouldn't let this bother you. The trend is up, and this puts the favor in the side of the bulls, that hey, this is likely going to break to the upside, which is why I'm not putting too much emphasis on this cross over here, on this 10.
I think if we have a couple of 4-hour closes above the 10 SMA, I think it could sort of change that picture, at least on the lower time frames though. I think it could be relatively bullish in terms of how that symmetrical triangle could possibly play out. That's one thing I noticed about Link. Link likes these symmetrical triangles and ascending triangles. I think I made a lot of money last year just playing Link on its triangles. It was amazing.
It's a very easy trade over here. Like if a break above 47,450 is the easier trade. It's the easier trade. Another way to play it is buying somewhere around the green 55, okay, and just essentially buying support, buying this region over here. Again, this is not financial advice, guys. I'm talking to her. So you could play this, buy somewhere around here. Again, I don't draw my lines as perfectly as Krisha. I don't care about them as much. I buy the area, buy somewhere around here, and then hope for this to break to the upside. Okay, so you can buy support and then play towards the upside, or you could wait for the contraction to end and wait for the impulsive move and just hope that you get a retest of the horizontal. Even if it's symmetrical, guys, I like playing the horizontal within the
I agree with you there. I think when it comes to these kind of sort of patterns at play, you either buy like that support, that bottom support, or buy the retest of the breakout. a lot of times I've been caught just buying that in the middle of the range, and I've almost always regretted it. So definitely, I think that's good advice in that, you know, get that support in closer to that 55, or even if following this trend line, if you think that Chainlink is following some sort of trend line over here, even on the lower time frames, and it is kind of respecting a pattern, buy at the bottom of that range or buy the breakout. But buying in the middle over here, excruciating, man. At least for me. I can't speak for everyone, but just to make the trade easy on you, you know.
34.
34. Okay.
Ooh, almost, but you can see that.
Can get rid of the drawing tools. There we go.
So pretty good. So
Yeah.
it's something we can keep an eye on moving forward, guys. So just.
I'm gonna go back to the BTC chart. I want to see where Bitcoin is on that 2-day time frame. When did we close the 2-day? I believe we closed a 2-day today, right?
Yep.
Oh no, we closed one. No, we closed it yesterday. Never mind. We closed a 2-day yesterday, and yeah, supported on that 2-day 21 EMA so far.
Yeah. No. Looks good.
Pretty good.
Looks good.
But yeah, what else do you want to say to them? Is there anything that you found recently on the Bitcoin chart that divergences, no divergences?
Honestly, I'm just waiting, guys. I'm not looking at divergences. I know some of you have pointed out some divergences on Chainlink and Bitcoin as well. You guys have PM me about it, but I'm not interested in putting too much weight on any of that right now. I'm just watching the price. I'm watching the trend. I'm watching for confirmation on the thesis I have as to whether Bitcoin gets picked up or not. If it doesn't get picked up and it dumps, we are ready to be buyers at 8,700. The other thesis we have is that, hey, it may actually take a leg down, put it in a lower high, and then we can short that move at around 9. I'm looking to short the move around 9,600-ish. If we actually do that, we haven't actually put that structure in yet, not on the daily. We might get that opportunity now. Actually, this is the opportunity. Actually, I may have to actually think about this one.
It'd be so easy to manage that one
because it's the retest of the 21 EMA,
exactly.
right? But this is what's making me hesitant right here.
Yeah.
Right here. Do we just get picked up? And the 4 hour, all of these wicks over here, the fact that these things are getting picked up so fast is making me a little hesitant. Maybe I just be patient.
Yeah.
I'm clearly not even in the mood to be trading aggressively right now. So
there's a bit of bullish momentum even on the 4-hour time frame. So that's something to note. As soon as you see like a bullish sort of, you know, there's a bit of bullish momentum. Careful there.
yeah.
And also we're heading into the weekend. So if there's any time where you're going to see a lot of FRA on the charts, it's going to be, well, in this next couple of days. So yeah, with that.
The easy trade, guys, is 8,600 region and above 9,700. Those are the easy trades.
8,500, 8,600 measured moves.
Just be patient.
Yes, sir.
We like the easy trades. We can try and be those special guys who try to time the bottoms and then they can go and brag about it. Man, I got the bottom. But you'll just think back and you'll notice that those guys disappear for a while after that, because while they may catch it 1 out of every 5 or 10 times, the rest of the time they're just losing money. It's not worth it because you try to buy the bottom and it just keeps going down after that.
And then you get bottomed out.
Yeah.
Oops. But okay, yes. So this is Bitcoin on the daily, on the weekly. You got a Chainlink analysis. Anything on the USD chart?
Let's do a proper Chainlink analysis for them. Link BTC. We've done Link USD. Let's just Link USD.
I did Link USD actually last time.
Let's pull it up.
On Coinbase. There we go.
That's beautiful. Okay, so we're closing over the 10 SMA. If we keep closing over the 10 SMA, if we close again today, it's going to look good. We hypothesize that, hey, we've tested the 10 SMA far too many times. Maybe we roll over, and if we do, we're likely going to test this region here around $3.85, correct? While the daily 21 EMA is coming in at that $3.85 as well. If we lose that, then the next target is the $3.50, which lines up with the 34 EMA right over there. Basically, if you guys are playing the USD chart, and I know a lot of you guys are, we have 3 levels. We have the top of the range, which is $4.80, because you're looking at these wicks over here. You have the middle of the range, which is $4.50, and you have the bottom of the range, which is around $3.80. Okay, so 380, 450, 480. Very simple. It's a dollar range over here. Very, very simple to play the USD chart. In fact, it's gorgeous. Okay, very, very gorgeous.
I think there's a 425 as well, actually. I think there's a 425 as well, somewhere around here. Basically what price has been holding all this time. But then again, where did this one close? This one closed at 4.27. But either way, we've been holding that 10 SMA, and guys, we have not closed under the daily 10 SMA yet. So definitely.
But even if we do, it won't be a death sentence. So
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, and that's it for today for Bitcoin and Link, and well, a bit of Matic in there in that mix. Any closing statements?
Have a great weekend. Maybe take a break. Do it the mango way. Do it the stress-free way.
Ciao, guys.
Yeah, she did the pointing at the same time.